It took me 3 years to come to terms with the fact that I'd never see my wife again. She was kidnapped from the grocery store on Christmas Eve. Slowly, I came to terms with the fact that I'd never see her beautiful face again. It took me 3 years of counseling and medication to finally get over her loss. They must have known that I was getting better. They must have had someone watching me. It's now 7 years after my wife was kidnapped. And for the last 4 years, I've received pieces of my wife on Christmas. Gradually, the pieces would get bigger and bigger. First, it was a finger, then the rest, and then her hand and wrist, and then the rest of her arm. And now that they've finished with their arm, I wonder what they'll send me this Christmas. It was a splendid party. The house and the candlelit tree were magnificent. The stables overflowed with horses and carriages belonging to the many guests, and everyone was in joyous spirits. A perfect Christmas Eve. Except for the mice. They were rampant this year. Even tonight, at a noisy party, the brazen creatures were sneaking onto the tables despite the shooing of the maids. Dr. Stahlbaum sighed in exasperation. He would have to lay out more traps tomorrow. In the parlor, Clara and her brother were oblivious to the mice. Clara whirled her new Nutcracker doll around, and Fritz played with his toy soldiers. They played into happy exhaustion and fell asleep under the tree. Seeing them so peacefully asleep, Dr. Stahlbaum left them there for the night. Clara snapped awake hours later. What a strange dream. Mice. It was mice. And they were taking my Nutcracker away. She sat up suddenly. Where's my Nutcracker doll? And then, by the moonlight, she saw them. Hordes of mice, gnawing at her beloved Nutcracker and Fritz's toy soldiers. She shrieked and batted away at the horrid creatures, but more kept coming. She grabbed at her doll, but the mice began biting her hands, climbing up her petticoats and getting in her hair. Then, one crawled into her mouth, and they were all biting. Dr. Stahlbaum came downstairs early Christmas morning, and in a few minutes, he would spot his daughter's chewed, bitten body in a far corner. But for now, he only saw the wreck of gnawed toy soldiers and the ruined Nutcracker. He sighed in exasperation. He really was going to set more traps today. I have to see Santa this year. Mom says he doesn't visit 8-year-olds. This is my last chance. I almost saw him last year, but Mom found me behind the Christmas tree and sent me back to bed. This year we baked cookies to leave for Santa. Chocolate chip. Mom didn't see me add the secret ingredient. We left the cookies beside the fireplace. Last summer, I watched Mr. Scott next door put out rat traps with peanut butter and the secret ingredient. I watched where he put the jar away, and he said it would stop a horse in its tracks. I really hope that I added enough to the cookies. I had to see Santa this year. This is my last chance.